Shopify Vice President Lauren Padelford put it well when he likened the COVID-19 pandemic to a time machine. He suggested what it did is it brought the 2030s forward to the 2020s, and that is so fundamentally true. And the events of recent years have seen the future arrive well ahead of schedule. The world looks very different now than it did in 2019, and this creates enormous opportunities for those that are prepared. And that is the central theme of this keynote presentation, The New Now. This session draws together some of the key research findings from the second edition of my book by the same title. And specifically, I help audiences unpack some of the key trends that we've seen accelerate since the pandemic's outset. Now, as a bit of a snapshot, 3 of these trends include: number 1, why the rise of synthetic reality and the metaverse in particular represents a change that is more revolutionary than the introduction of mobile devices or even the internet. A second trend I explore is what the future of work will be and how the most visionary leaders and organizations right now are successfully fostering culture, engagement, and meaningful innovation and collaboration with remote or hybrid teams. And that's easier said than done. A third trend I look at is how to decode Generation Z or Generation Z and ride the demographic tidal wave of opportunity that this young group represent. Like every generation before them, this cohort are different. They're characterized by a unique set of expectations, attitudes, and values, that they're buying different things in different ways and for different reasons. They are your future marketplace and your future workforce. Now is the time to get your head around what makes them tick so you can engage them in a meaningful way. Now, these 3 trends in many ways are just the tip of the iceberg, depending on the audience, the industry, or the client brief. I also explore trends ranging from the central importance of sustainability through to the impending impact of things like blockchain, robotics, and artificial intelligence. I also take a detailed look at how COVID has altered consumer expectations and behavior, and which of these shifts are set to be permanent. But more than merely exploring what the coming years will hold, my focus in this presentation is highly practical and deliberately strategic. I always want audience members to leave this session with a clear game plan for becoming future fit. This is not just about gazing into a crystal ball, it's about becoming armed with insights to gear up for the future. The reality is the pandemic has fundamentally changed the business and social landscape in ways that we are only just beginning to understand. And as the old proverb says, you cannot find new treasure if you're using an old map. As we look to the future, we can't rely on tactics, tools, or mindsets just because they've served us well in the past. There is tremendous opportunity in a post-COVID world for those that are prepared and those who know where to look. And that is the focus of this keynote presentation, to give audiences a keen insight into what has changed, a sneak peek at what lies ahead, and a blueprint for winning in the new now.